question has to do with eligibility for church leadership. Does divorce disqualify a man for leadership? And if so, is it always the case, or are there mitigating circumstances such as being the so-called innocent party, or as long as he remains unmarried?
Well, it depends on what kind of church leadership you're talking about. A pastor or an elder explicitly is to be a one-woman man. That's not only commentary on him having one wife, that's obvious, but it's a demand that he be completely faithful and loyal to that one wife, and that he have demonstrated that he has managed his own household well. This is because pastoral ministry in the church is not only a teaching position, it is a modeling position. It is an exemplary position. That's why Paul says to Timothy, be an example to the believers in word or deed. That's why Paul says, follow me as I follow Christ. So when you're talking about elders in the church, this is for someone who is demonstrably known for his utter faithfulness to his wife, and who has demonstrated the spiritual leadership that is needed in the church in his own family, having raised a godly family with believing children. Now, is it conceivable that there could be someone who was divorced, say, before he came to Christ, maybe in his early 20s, and 30 years later he's serving in a church and they need spiritual leadership, and he's been married to somebody else for 25 years and has godly children? Would he be disqualified? That's not the intent of that text. The intent of that text is to look at the man's life and see if he demonstrates fidelity to those standards. So I wouldn't want to say that if that happens in someone's life before Christ, that it is a permanent disqualification. Basically, all the qualifications for leadership in the church are now that I'm in Christ. I mean, Paul says, I was a blasphemer, I was a persecutor, I killed Christians. All of that would disqualify him from being a pastor, except for the fact that that was before he was saved. So everything kind of starts afresh and anew. But if there is a divorce in someone's background, I think there has to be time to see the life of that person over a period of time to validate that that person can be an exemplary husband, father, and raise a godly family. So I don't think the point is to stretch the qualifications back all the way to somebody's birth, but rather that this is the reputation that is widely known and affirmed about this individual. The other thing to say about that is this is talking specifically about pastoral or eldership, leadership. There are so many other ways to serve and lead in the church, and the Lord has distributed among the spiritual gifts of leadership, and there are lots of ways that one can lead effectively in the church that don't necessarily carry the responsibility that that particular role does. That's just a unique role. It doesn't mean even that an elder or a pastor is more effective, more influential, has a stronger witness or testimony, or more useful to the Lord. It's like in the Old Testament, a priest couldn't have certain wounds. He couldn't have a bad eye, or he couldn't be in the priesthood. He couldn't have certain scars on his body, because the Lord was sort of putting a model in front of one who comes between man and God. There was almost a picture of what Christ's perfection would be like. So it's a unique role. It doesn't mean that someone with a divorce in their background, even a divorce as a Christian, can't serve the Lord in some other way, because I think they can.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.